Good morning, traders and investors. Okay, good, it's recording. Okay, good. Welcome to another weekend review. It is 11:11 a.m. on January 12th, Sunday, and I was busy yesterday, but wanted to make a video today because the markets have gotten really interesting now in the new year. It looks like we're starting to see trends starting to go the opposite direction. A lot more defense to be played, fewer breakouts. Basically, things are changing. And if you're still mega bullish, yeah, that's fine. But you better be 100% correct in your bullishness. Otherwise, you might get smacked and give back a chunk of gains. And I'd rather not see anybody give back gains. We've had incredible runs through 2024. And in my opinion, now's the time. It's a new year, time to play defense. New year, new administration. There's a lot of new stuff happening and stuff that may have been deferred in 2024 that may come true here in 2025. We just got to see what the charts are telling us. We can have opinions, but eventually the market will go where it's going to go. So for anybody who's never watched one of my videos, I'm an independent trader, investor. I've been doing this I placed my first trade in 1995. So I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen many, many markets. And we've had such wonderful bullish markets. It's crazy. But there's a time to be greedy and a time to not be greedy. And again, like I mentioned a minute ago, maybe now it's not the time so much to be less greedy, going forward here. So I based my system's very unique. I based it on the book How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. I also added some concepts from the strategy, and as a result, I can, work a full-time job and also travel for my work and still have a viable trading system, just like Nicholas Darvas did. In fact, many times I feel like I'm the second coming of Nicholas Darvas, but I have yet to write my book on that. But either way, I think he was a genius. It's a classic book. I think you should read it. I have 6 different lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to look at the top 4. Those are the ones which have signals that triggered and are in motion. You can see here I've got box structures, basically just rectangles drawn on the charts, and those are framing tools. They're not magic, but they're framing tools. The whole point is to develop a system where your system tells you yes, buy, or no, don't buy. I mean, that's it. That's the whole point of making a system. I use colors, like right here. These light grays are inside bars. Inside bars are basically 50-50, but they are valid trading signals. And that's something which you need to figure out is, in your system, what is a valid trading signal? Can you define it? Does it happen consistently and repetitively? Those are some of the concepts you need to figure out, because way too many traders are just shoot from the hip, gunslingers, basically gamblers. And the question is, are you using a systemic process or are you just a shoot from the hip gambler? Gamblers come, gamblers go, but a consistent process is going to keep you around in the market. So let's get into it. The first list here is indexes, and I always start here on the MLP index. And look at what we got. We've got more sideways with a slight upwards bias, a little rebound here, and yeah, an inside bar, and look what's happened the first 2 weeks. Oil and gas has staged a little bit of a rebound here. So you could have panicked down here, or just, I only use one single moving average. It's a weekly moving average. And so far, it looks fine for a long-term trend follow. I don't own this one, but I do have MLP investments. They pay income. Honestly, I love them because they're consistent and they've got this lovely, consistent uptrend. All right, ARK, Kathy Wood. So here's that wonderful bull market we closed 2024 with. And now you see it's sort of going a little sideways, pulling back some. But even Kathy Wood's hanging on to some gains. So that's basically the impetus for you to hold on to some of your gains also. I also use this chart because it's got a lot of the colors I use. Pink bar, sit up, pay attention with a bearish bias. Blue bar, sit up and pay attention with a bullish bias. Yellow bar buy signals here. And if you ever see a white one, that's the opposite of the yellow, bearish signal. And then, yeah, you know about the light grays, which are inside bars. And then here are these orange ones, hammer bars and shooter bars. One is bearish, one is bullish. And the whole thing is these signals tell you to sit up and pay attention and prepare for a possible trade. And then it's up to you to figure out, do I want to trade, XYZ stock? Do I want to trade? Do I want to hit that trigger? Or do I want to just let it go, or I'm not sure? Or sometimes the reaction to the trigger is completely negative, like a bullish, and then it's like, and then the reaction is bearish. So when the reaction is different, don't do anything. That's how simple it is. So ARK is pulling back a little bit, like everything else in the market. Here we go. Oil. This is interesting. Oil's had a very long downtrend. Did the signal to get long energy and stuff hit right there? Right here in the first week of trading? Well, it might have, because look, you got 2 weeks upwards. So I don't know. We'll see. NASDAQ. This is the big signal which is giving me warnings. Warning, warning, warning. Pink bar, warning signals. Warning. Inside bar, downward bias, but no, it rebounded because everybody remembers that rebound and everybody's like, the bull is back. We're continuing. And then what does it do? It triggers for a little bit up here this past week, but then belly flops again, big red volume. This is just telling you warning, warning, warning. Now, is it a guarantee? No, it's not a guarantee. There's been pink signals before here. So again, we wait for the reaction. But with everything else that's going on, are you going to sit there and put your head in the sand? I'm short a bunch of stocks, so, but I've been shorting for weeks before. So, because again, I've been doing this for 30 years. So what do you want? Basically, the level you want to watch is just watch the lower, or, maybe the low of right there. When something hits the low of a bullish signal, that's a total bearish trigger. So we'll see. But we got a signal here, and that's basically a failed signal. Signal, reaction to signal, oof. But now since it created another signal, now we have to wait for another reaction. The market is trying to make up its mind, but again, sell, sell, sell. I'm beginning to read a theme here. Crypto, Ethereum, just bouncing in its big, long weekly box here. This here told you, you had a little bit of trade from here, then to maybe here. You made a little bit of money. FFTY, there's the pink bar, pay attention signal. See how this is a bullish signal, and then it failed. Well, what more do you need? If you're interpreting signals correctly, you know that all of a sudden growth stocks are going to struggle. And instead of waiting for it here, you knew this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You knew this back in December, that growth stocks are beginning to struggle. Now, is this time for a new box range? No, because we had a low here, and now it's made an even lower low here. What if it makes an even lower low here? I draw boxes when it stops making lows. China. Buy, sell. And then a sell signal here, it does nothing, and now it's giving up the ghost here. If you read charts, if you know how to interpret and read charts, you don't get stuck in those tar babies. Gold. Sell signal here, sell signal here. It did sell off some, but it really ended up going sideways. Any bullish signals? Maybe off that inside bar, but yeah, the gold trade is still alive, and especially if you were long from back in here, you didn't have to sell. You don't have to take these signals. You could use the weekly moving average. You say I'm in this for the long term. I like the long term fundamentals. Okay, well the long term has paid off. There's been a sell signal here, sell signal here, sell signal here. I mean, but that's where what time frame do you want to use? Maybe you want to trade this on monthly time frame. At that point, you're not concerned about these signals. And look at this, double inside months are forming. So gold is actually setting up for another up move. This month is still forming. But if gold hangs out and becomes a double inside, well, damn, now gold is setting up for a move in February off the monthly chart. And there's the argument for using multiple time frames to analyze your charts. Multiple time frame analysis will show you opportunities on different time frames. In my opinion, though, the key is being consistent. If you buy using monthly, sell using monthly, etc. But again, this stuff's easy to say. It's harder to do. Junk bonds, proxy for the economy. Uh-oh, box breakout, second one, and it had a box breakdown down here. Sort of 50-50 over the holiday. Rebounded on that first bullish, exciting week, and then it took it all back. And yeah, it looks the Bollinger Band is now bent down here. You see that little light line? Now it's bending down, which would suggest more down. If junk goes down, that means the economy is getting a little tougher. That's why to track it. Insurance, LA fires, box breakdown, bearish. Bitcoin, mostly sideways. Probably, I would call this forming. Well, the question is what were the highs here? No, it's sort of like this, sort of like that, but it's still forming a bottom, so not ready for a box yet. IGV software coming back. I noted it right here on this big red selling. It kept going a little, but now it's coming back. Housing, total bearish sector. With interest rates high for mortgages, I mean, isn't that a problem for people buying houses? I guess so, huh? Box breakdown, and look at that, a pink bar. This might get nasty. Microcaps, box breakdown. Are you seeing a theme here of things are beginning to struggle? If you're a permanent Uber bull, well, best of luck to you. This is sort of surfing the market, just reacting to where the waves are coming from. IWM doesn't have a box breakdown because this one was a smidge lower than that, but it's broken the weekly moving average. Okay, not too good. Healthcare sideways, but it's been breaking down since back here. What do we got? Transports. Transports sort of end up sideways, so that's interesting. You'd think if the economy was really tanking, this would be coming down, but that is a white bar sell signal right there. But the reaction to it has been sort of, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. So we'll see. Weighting, equal weighted, yeah, everything's coming down. QQQs, matching the NASDAQ. Pink bar, pay attention. Pink bar, pay attention. The reaction here was an inside bar. That was Christmas week. Again, that first week exuberance. And now reality is beginning to set in. Again, more warning signs. We'll see what the reaction is this next week. But notice here, in any of the parts of struggle, it never did a signal or any big red. And here now we have two big reds. RSP peaked here. It's been pulling back. And now a pink bar pay attention signal. The weekly moving average broke. This has less technology in it. So if this is coming in, it means Main Street America is, not doing so well. A lot of red in here, red selling. RTH, retail. So that there is a bullish hammer. Did it trigger? Well, it triggered for a little bit, but then it came down. Not the strongest trigger. And probably if you took this trade, you got stopped out of it. Like it started to work, and now it came back down, and now you should just get out. All right. But this is, retail, at least it's not collapsing. Short-term rates, when this goes down, rates are going up. Great. Box breakdown here. So far, no new box. What was that? 8202, 8201. No, per my own rules, it doesn't qualify for a box. Here will be the top point right here, the close right here, but hasn't done anything yet. Semiconductors. Everybody talked about semiconductors. They're breaking out. They're set for a rise. They're drawing all sorts of triangles and stuff. I don't draw triangles because they're totally subjective. Oh, look, there's that triangle. Everybody was talking about it, buying the breakout here. What happens? It failed. So triangles are very subjective. They're just 50-50, just like an inside bar, and I'd rather use an inside bar than a triangle, to be honest. People seem to base all their hopes on triangle patterns. In this case, we got white bar sell signal, muted reaction. White bar sell signal again, muted reaction. And if we draw this across the top, there's, different ways of judging it. And yeah, it went up and then failed. But why would you buy this? I have no idea why. S&P 500, pink bar warning signals. Sit up and pay attention, people. So on January 2nd, because my review of markets, and you can see this on Twitter on January 1st, on January 2nd, I thought the review of the markets going into the year was terrible. So I put my 401k into cash. Now, I don't publicize that because most 401k plans only let you trade like 1 or 2 times a year. And if you're wrong, then you might get stuck and left out. It's a very personal decision for most people. But since I run my money like that, well, why not put it in cash and see what happens? And I said to myself, I'd give it a month. And if I was wrong, then I'd switch at like the beginning of February, switch back. But then I'd be done for the year. But in this case, I put it in cash, and I've been, so far, it's looking like a good decision, knock on wood. But yeah, most 401k plans don't let you move money around much. So that's a serious decision for most. What is that? SPYs matching the S&P 500. Yep. Sentiment. Everybody was calling a bottom here, which they rightly did. The McClellan oscillator was in the lows, historically in line with other lows, trading lows here. So yeah, you got to bounce. But now it's going back to the midline, and now it's heading back down again. All right. Short-lived signals. Stocks above the 200-day. Uh-oh. Look at this. 6 months ago, it was at 58%. Now it's at 38%. More and more stocks are doing poorly. See that coming down? And it's not really in the buy zone here like you'd have it there. Stocks above the 40-day. This metric here is in the toilet. So there was room for a bounce when you combine it with the McClellan, but this still looks awful. It looks really bad. So yeah, your stock may have gone up, but the majority of stocks are not doing well. The tan, just awful. Solar just sucks. I mean, if you can't see that, what are you doing? TLTs, box breakdown, interest rates are rising. Nobody wants treasury bonds. Yuck. The VIX. VIX is rising. That's actually a triggered signal right here. Double inside weeks, which is not so good. And what was the high? The high was 1950, and it closed at 1954. That is a confirmed VIX trigger. Maybe you should buy some VIX options, call options, because 2 inside weeks suggests that a bigger move is coming. Right now, that move looks up. As market goes down, the VIX will explode as people panic. Think there's a trade in there? Maybe I should buy some. I don't really do options, but look what happened the last time here. It went from 22 to 64. Boy, that was a panic. REITs, real estate, down in a pink bar, not good. Oil and gas with the rebound. This, I can say, is a box range. And it looks like it's going to be a big one. Something like that. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Whoop. There we go. Big old box range. Financials. Box breakdown and a pink bar warning signal. Uh-oh. XLU. Box breakdown here. Climb back in and then promptly about a second breakdown. See it? Show me the bullish parts. Well, if we go to list 2, textbook box breakout leaders, there still are some stocks that are, I guess, the leaders that are still doing all right. Broadcom is one. Box breakout, big red selling volume. So my expectation after that is sideways of some kind, but it's not ready for a box to be drawn. But if you bought it, like let's say at 180, well, this is doing great. I don't see much reason to sell. You could have sold on this inside bar, or it went double inside. So maybe you wanted to sell the Friday mark and lock in some gains. Or you're just going to wait for the pullback and use the weekly moving average. What are you going to use? What techniques? So you see, this is where you try and be consistent. I think if I was the short-term trader, I would have been selling this past week around 228, or maybe you punched out at the Friday close and you book a nice gain and then see what happens. Axon, this one is still in an upward trend. However, it's had 5 weeks of pullback. There's one signal, but this has done so well. Maybe that's a bottom. I don't know. This is where trend following gets tough. Sometimes you just got to take the lumps. If you bought it here at 300 or 360, you're doing great. Are you sure you want to sell? Chewy, upwards, still doing good. Deck looks fine, maybe starting a sideways. So you see, even upward trends go sideways, and it doesn't necessarily mean you should be selling them. Google, box breakout, but this is right on the borderline of a failed breakout because everybody thinks Google's got AI and it's ready to go. Maybe it's not ready to go yet, or quantum or whatever. But either way, I mean, it looks okay. The only question is, did you buy it up here, or did you buy it in here, or did you buy it down here? That's the question which will depend upon what your actions are going to be. Okay, IonQ, huge pink bar signal, a big break. Now, maybe you got nervous and you had stops in here somewhere. Damn, they got triggered off. If you're lucky, let's see, how'd the daily look? Oof. So on this gap, maybe you got out at 38. Maybe. But if you got out at 38, it's like right in here somewhere. Okay. Is this trend totally over? No. But if you're still bullish, that's probably your last resort sell. Now I'm sure a bunch of people wanted to buy and go long on the bounce or whatever. Sure, but this is a tough looking one. But again, this is a signal the reaction might take it back into the 40s. You just don't know. So that's why you see a signal and then you figure out your actions. Unfortunately, this is a big signal, and now it warrants moving this to bearish signals. But if you bought it like $9, you're still doing great. You're just doing less great. This one here, breakout failure right there. You see that, the lower edge. But we'll keep an eye on this one. I'm going to change this one to watching list. PLTR, well, no real signals, just more pullback. So will you be selling in here, or are you just going to hold for the longer term? Maybe use the weekly moving average, but no real signals. I mean, unless you use the bottom here, the bottom there. But those are old marks. So decisions. Roblox looks great, huh? Box breakout ended up. I have a bet with a hedge fund manager, and this is my choice for the year. He chose Tesla. So far, I think I'm winning by a few percentage points. Reddit, looks like sideways. Again, somebody got all bent out of shape, like, well, wouldn't you have sold this low, Mark? Well, again, I use text message alerts. If you put a hard stop, that's the danger. You can get knocked out. But as I'll put it here on here, this is where it triggered. It was there for like 5 minutes. All right. So you gotta think, how am I gonna handle this? I use text alerts. Woof! Look at that. From 20 to 9. Ouch. Still a pink bar signal. You got to figure out how you're going to handle it. If you've already sold, okay. No, not an avoid. That's a bearish one. Oh, let's look at the daily. Yeah, wicked gap down and woof, not good. But be kind to yourself if you got trapped on this, because there's no bearish signals anywhere in here. This is just a result of, chasers got punished. How many people were chasing it up from $10 up? A lot, or in here. Some people still have profits. You really want to be buying right here at 2 something. And if you did, you still made 4 times your money. SE, I'm still long this one. Just a shallow pullback. Not ready for a box, needs one more week, but looks fine. On the overall, it looks fine. That's why I'm still long. Snow, pullback. Not ready for a box yet, but still bullish. Box breakout. No red selling in here. This one here. Box breakout. Box breakout here. Green, green, green. There's been no signals, no big red. Yeah, this is a nasty pullback. But I'm actually interested in this one for maybe a buy in here, because I missed all this in here. Any signals on the daily? Maybe here. So we'll see how this next week goes. I'm going to set an alert for $15. Maybe I need to buy some. Spot looks great. The Joe Rogan podcast, man, probably a giant moneymaker. Look at that. Square. Box breakout here, big volume. Sure, it's been pulling back. Yeah, it had a couple of triggers here and here. Where's that red selling? It's not there. This is another candidate for a pullback buy. Now, anything on the daily? Nope. Daily looks horrible. So until we get a signal, don't do anything. But keep this on your list of potential pullback buys. Make sense? Capiche? All right. All right, let's keep going because we've got a lot to look at. But notice here the list of textbook box breakouts has gotten smaller as the markets have gotten tougher. All right, bullish signals. Oof. Apple, 3-week pullback, but it went up 5 weeks in a row, so it's still alive. Well, actually, it shouldn't be on this list. Two straight down weeks with no other triggers. This one goes back to watching. AEHR, yellow bar buy signal. Well, this is still alive. If you draw a line across like there, this trade is still alive. Now, whether you want it on the other time frames, I don't know, but that's a possible trade. A-Lab coming back. No real sell signals or anything. That looks fine. Yep, moving up on this one. Anything wrong there? Oh, ugh, another quantum disaster. Buy, 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 and then here's your signal bar, and then there's the potential get out. And if you didn't get out at 36, well, was this a gap down? Oh yeah, look at that. All right, a tough one, and this one looks like it might get tougher. That is bearish. Uh-oh, this list is shrinking all of a sudden. Bros, box breakout here, box breakout here. A lot of volume's a little light, but looked great. CEG, yellow bar buy signal. Look at that. Came down, a sell signal, went, I don't know. Reversed with a yellow bar signal and blammo. If you saw this the prior week and you were interested in it, prepare to buy it. DJT, a buy signal right here. I'm still long this. I'm still alive, which honestly sort of shocks me. I was convinced that this would come down, but Donny Boy, he's still going. GE, buy signal. Yep, it's back in the box, looking okay. Geo up. You see, there are bullish stocks out there. GEV, box breakout, volume's low. That's what's on this list. GH, one which I talked about for monthly. I was hoping this one would stay down for a few more weeks or months. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Other people know that this might be a good idea. So I got to show it. GRRR. No real boxes or anything down in here. It just went. So maybe keep eyes on it for a pullback buy. Because there's no signals, it's going to stay on this list. What is that? Meta? Yeah, Meta is positive, Not by a lot, but it's positive. NVIDIA. Okay. There's the bull signal here. It went up, 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 and then failed at the box range. Yeah, there's been some volume, but what's interesting here is look how volume just keeps going down. Something's gonna, I don't know why that is, but this looks potentially bearish, but it's not a signal. Does it belong in this list? No. So it goes back to watching. This one, OKLO, yeah. Box breakout with a pullback. Looks okay. Ooh, another quantum. You know how the drill is. Bearish. Another quantum. Not as bad as the other ones. I want to keep this one here because this signal right here triggered, but there's no other bad stuff in here. Maybe this one is the pullback buy to buy. I think this one is the one I liked on the monthly. No. But I did highlight this as, this is probably a top. Called it. Well, you know what? Let's not be let's just put them all in bearish. Rivian. A lot of signals here. Signal, pullback, Not that bullish, not that bearish. Goes to watching. What I don't like about Rivian is it has 1 billion shares outstanding. That's just, it's like an oil super tanker. Just try and move it. If you're lucky, if you make $1. This one here, serve, box breakout, it's moving higher. A little bit of volume, but moving higher. Shark Ninja, 2 insides in a row. And look at that blammo. That is bullish. Put SN, Shark Ninja, on your lists. The Stinger, blue bar signal, that's bullish, but that just means sit up and pay attention. I hate to say it, but this one got smacked so bad here, it might just be coming back to the moving average, and then it's going to turn down again. Maybe. I don't know. TMDX, blue bar signal here. Well, inside here, blue here, and then a huge volatile week. More selling. Is this a bottom? I don't know. Needs more bars. VST, breakout. Can you believe I actually tried shorting this one? I only made a few dollars, but successful. But yeah, we may have to be buying this one because that's a bullish hammer bar. Okay, last list are the bearish signals, then we'll wrap. How much time we got? Yeah. Okay. One point I want to make. The list of bullish signals, only a little bigger than the list of breakout signals. See how this market is just losing gas? And now the list of bearish signals, it's like twice as big as the rest. Should you still be bullish? An excellent question. I'm thinking the answer is probably no. Or probably no. But for your personal money, you got to come up with a system to navigate bear markets or bad markets. Affirm. Pink bar signal, this weird thing, but then it really accelerated down like that. So that's why this is on this list. But this may just be a pullback to the moving average. I don't like this company at all, really, but hey, I've got to show it. AI, box breakdown. Good riddance. AMD, I'm still short this. Pink bar, sell signal, or pay attention signal. Had one back here, now another one. Does this look healthy at all? The last big green volume was here, and ever since, well, maybe here if you want to be technical, but then big red, 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 red. Is there any place for AMD right now in the chip landscape? I don't know. BLDR, housing, breakdown. Look at that. That's getting ugly. BLND, they do like mortgage stuff. So yeah, no wonder they're doing bad. White bar sell signal. Berkshire, box breakdown, but thank goodness the volume is low. But yeah, man, Main Street is beginning to struggle here. Caterpillar, sell signal, breaking the moving average. Now it's going lower. Kava, box breakdown. Yeah, going a little lower here, but we'll see what happens this next week. Coin. It was off of these insides here, and I'll give this one more week to prove itself, then it'll come off the list. Costco, the pink bar, yeah, it's below it. Carvana. So, failed bull signal up here. I tried shorting it up here. I failed because it was just really hard. It was volatile. Then this pink bar signal, I should have gone after it here, but, oh well. Now the short report came out here with the first big red volume of this move. Yeah, some bulls came back in. Oh, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But I went after it here. I shorted a little bit here, about 200, and we'll see what happens. The fact that this green was almost equal to the red. The bulls seem to think that there's not much merit to the short report. But we'll see. Dell keeps going down. I got stopped out. Tried it here, stopped out here. I made like $1. DHI, housing sucks. Shorted it here, box breakdown, pink bar. Uh-oh. Run for the hills. This one keeps dropping. See, there's the signal right here. Signal right here. I should circle that. Signal, trigger. Ever since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks down. We know about that. Len, this is another home builder. I wish I'd shorted this one. This one, it's gone from 160 to 130. Oof. Actually, yeah, if you took it earlier, you see how the weekly moving average is bending down? Oof. Housing got problem. Lockheed, ever since the election. Is it? Well, right before the election. Damn. Look at that. Software, Monday. Box breakdown, going down. How bullish are you on software? MSTR, pink bar signal. And then again, remember, pink bar means sit up and pay attention. Yeah, it triggered right here. You could have gotten out around 322. Yeah, it went back up and made you feel stupid. But then it gave it all back. And now it's back to where you might have punched out, maybe. But I would call this sideways action. Even though it's 100-point swings. Sort of sideways. Basically, the key level you want to watch is roughly this line right here. Above good, below bad. MU, Micron, okay. A lot of selling, some buying came in here, but that's not really a bullish bar. So we'll keep this on for maybe a week or two more. NNE tried to break out, didn't. Now you got a bearish shooter bar. Now, there's your top symbol right there, signal. NOW. Leaders software. But yeah, there's your top. Right there. The market told us all, and it gave us one here also. So really, two signals. If you didn't take the first one, it said, oh, you don't believe me? Okay, here it is again. Now, 4 weeks down from it. In my experience, the market tells you, tries to tell people. Steel, down. This is a potential signal. We'll see what happens after that. Oracle, pink bar 5 weeks ago, down, down, down. I thought tech was bullish. Pan W, I guess Nancy Pelosi's all done with it. The bitch. Box breakdown in a pink, and look at that. It's beginning to sell off. PI, I bought it here. I sold it here. White bar sell signal, down, 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 down. We know about that one. Qualcomm. Box breakdown here, but this is the best sideways action. I interpret it as bearish. I actually tried it again, but no, it just won't give it up. So kudos to Qualcomm. But if it does give it up, this is going to be fast. They'll go from 150 down to 100, but I do not know. When's its earnings? On February 5th? Interesting. Well, we'll see. Ferrari, yeah, the same as everything. Rubric. Box breakdown here. Volume's low. I still own it. I own it from right here and here. The trigger went off, and I basically didn't do anything with it because I like it. But this may bite me in the ass next week. but we'll see. I was honestly thinking it's more sideways because the big red volume here, and it did not have big red volume on the breakdown. What do we got here? RTX, another defense. Yeah, giving it up. Shopify, yeah, same deal. Same deal as Rubric. Box breakdown, but it's very mild looking. There's no real red in this pattern anywhere. So are there a plethora of signals yelling at you to get out? No. TEM, box breakdown. See, this says, yeah, we really don't like this. Get us out. Whereas the others don't. Tesla, there's the bearish shooter bar. It didn't really go off here, but now it's sort of being dragged down with the rest of the market. There may be a pullback buy in here because this isn't all that bad. Uber, yeah, breakdown, but then some green come in. We'll give this another week. Upstart, box breakdown, yeah, but not, there's no big red or anything. We'll see. URI, uh-oh. Box breakdown, and now it's been really tanking here. Not good. And then lastly, Vert, 2 pink bars in a row. This is a algorithmic trading firm, I believe. I can't remember. Oh, and then the Wolf box breakdown. Yeah, I owned it from here to here. I sold it after this failed breakout. This is another one. 300 million shares for a small one. God, it's like an oil tanker. Hard to make a buck. So that's the weekend review. You see there's a lot more bearish stuff. Things are getting tougher. But we haven't run out of bullish stuff either. It's just getting tougher. So stay cautious, and hopefully you have a great trading week this next week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.